Yep. Yep. Good morning. Hey, welcome to another supersonic morning momentum. I am your host, Jared Walker, and let's kick this thing off right. Let's start with the fact that you woke up, fam. You still here. You got life in your body. You still here. You got breath in your lungs. You are still here. You made it. It's Friday, fam, and you still here after overcoming everything that you had the privilege of overcoming because all it did was add value to you. Now, what do I mean by that? Oh, I got something for you. You got something to tell somebody that's going to change their whole trajectory, all based on what you overcame this week. And let's not act like you ain't got stuff coming for you today. Because every day comes his own troubles, right? But check this out. Before we get started and me get to going and showing you how we going to get into momentum, let us first get into momentum. Let's get into momentum, y'all. Yeah, welcome to this supersonic morning momentum. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We're gonna get right. Oh man, it wouldn't be right if we didn't start it this way. Let's go. Ooh, we So look, you have something that's of value to somebody that you don't even know. And it's like, hold on, wait a minute. Why does that matter to me? Family, if you are useful to strangers, how much more useful can you be to those around you? There are more strangers than there are people you know. That means you are useful to more people than you don't even know than you are to the people around you. Let's think about it. If you take yourself, who is of value, you were born into valuehood. Nobody can take that away from you. All right, great. If we take the fact that not only are you value able to be of value, able to be of use, if you are more useful and valuable to let's just say 6 billion people, okay? 6 billion people than you are to the people in your circle. I mean, how many people do you know personally? Let's think that through. How many people do you actually personally know? Is it even a billion? Is it even a million? Do you personally even know 500,000? Hold on, let me not just leave you out there like that. Like let's make this right because I really want you to get into perspective of who it is that you have not only become but you have had the privilege to be. So let's start right here, fam. You have so much value all because you decided to become the person that you are. Now, there are things you may not like about you. I get it. There are things that I don't like about me. That's cool. There are things that people don't like about you. That's cool. But there are more people that actually love and value the value in you. They just don't know you yet. So that means you come pre-equipped with what they are in need of and they looking for you. And do you know where they're gonna find it? Do you know where you can find it? I'm gonna give it to you from something that's of ancient wisdom. I'm so serious too. Ancient wisdom. We talking about over 2,000, over 3,000, over 4,000 year old wisdom. Some real good wisdom. And this wisdom right here was life changing because when I realized that this is the key, it's the real key. It's the gem. And I found it in multiple places. All right, so there's this proverb. Yes, the old proverb in the Bible. And it says, a person will be satisfied with the fruit of their words. I said, huh? If a person will be satisfied with the fruit of their words, that means the results of what comes out of their mouth is what produces satisfaction in that person's life. It's like, I, I guess I can get with that one. I mean, I'm with it, but then you just go to the next chapter. And then it says another son, close to the same thing. It says, from the fruit of a man's mouth, he enjoys good. I'm like, wait a minute. So fruit, that's the results of something. It's the full results understood in time. That's fruit. So it's like, wait a minute, fruit of a mouth. Oh. But then when I saw this, when I said, oh, this game over. This is it. Like we talking about many chapters later. This joint says, from the fruit of a man's mouth, his stomach is satisfied. He is satisfied by the yield of his lips. I said, let's go. This is clear. The wise are intentional about the words that come out of their mouth. But not only are they intentional about the words that come out of their mouth, they are fruitful when it comes to what they speak. Ooh, mm, 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 mm. This means that your life is a byproduct of what has or has not come forth from your speech. The people that you value the most have words of value that have caused you to get through whatever it is you've gone through and gotten through. It wasn't simply you just chugging along. You were being told things, or you were remembering things. You were hearing whatever the soundtrack that was playing in your mouth was saying, but there were definitely words involved. And because of those words, you were able to move forward. So the most valuable people are those who have gone through the worst case scenario that you don't want to go through, but you're going through it. So those people make you aware that, man, I'm not the last and I'm not the first, and I can get through it because they got through it too. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a minute, Jared. So what are you saying? I'm saying that what you went through this week alone, it's only been 3 months. What you've gone through this year alone is worth gold to so many people. Billions of people are suffering and struggling right now, and your perspective is something that they need today. They needed it yesterday. So am I saying that you're valuable because of the pain that you outlasted and overcome? Yes, I'm saying you were valuable before that, but it only added value when you went through that. And you can come outside of it and see it from the outside looking in as well as from the inside looking out. You remember, so the words, the story, the encouragement, the edification, the speech that you get to yield from the fruit of your actual lips is what people are needing. You are an actual asset. Your story is transformative, and it is so valuable that there are people right now begging God to help them, and He's already giving you the solution to their situation. You just got to open up your mouth. What does that mean? Unmute yourself. You got to unmute yourself, fam. Because there are people right now who are looking and they're searching and they trying to figure out, how am I going to get through this? What am I going to do? And look, it ain't always because of pain. And it's just like, oh man, this is so hard. No, 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 no. It ain't always that. See, some of you have discovered things. You figured some stuff out. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. You know how to help somebody make some money. You know how to help somebody bypass some certain financial situations or help them through them. You know a bit entrepreneurially, business wise. There are those of you who know things relational wise. There are those of you who understand fitness wise, health and wealth, and all these different things, relationships, health and wealth. You are all well rounded in some area of that. So it's like, wait a minute, somebody's looking for that. Heck yeah. They're called markets. There are people in the market looking for you and what you have to offer. So I say, give them what they're looking for. If somebody's in need of encouragement, give them what they're looking for. If someone needs perspective on how I can make some more money, give them what they're looking for. If somebody needs help on how can I get through this relationship or get into a healthy relationship, give them what they're looking for. What does that look like? It looks like you unmuting yourself. It looks like you opening up your mouth and actually telling them what they need to hear. You can't do that if you on mute. So if I was on mute, this is what you would hear. Yeah, it means nothing if you can't hear me. So you know all that you know, but you're not opening up your mouth, unmuting yourself, and letting them know that you know what you know. And that's one of the most frustrating areas of life. It's not okay. So you got things you know you don't know. Okay, cool. You can go Google that, Chat GPT that, Grok 3 that, whatever. But when it comes down to the things you don't know that you don't know, there's a duality to that. The duality to that reality is you are the person that has the ability to solve that problem for others. What do I mean? I mean, you can bring awareness to something that someone is unaware they don't know just by opening up your mouth. Okay, that's cool. Where's the frustration? The frustration is not in not knowing that you don't know. It's not even in knowing that you don't know. The frustration is knowing something and not knowing that you know it. It's like, what? Yes. The frustration is knowing something, but not knowing that you know it. But something inside of you tells you, man, I'm missing it. I don't know what it is. You're trying to make these connections. It's like, man, what is it? What's going on? This is why it's important to open up your mouth, to unmute yourself, because there's somebody who has that answer for you. It's easier to understand somebody else sometimes in their situation than it is to clearly see ourselves in depth and detail. Well, that's kind of common knowledge, right? If I look at me and I see me, I'm seeing me from a perspective of me. I know what I've gone through. I know my life. I know how I was raised. I know what I get that. But for those who don't, they're not looking at you from the perspective of you. They're looking at you from the perspective of how they see you. And they may have nothing but great things to say about you based off of observation. Meanwhile, because you didn't unmute yourself, they don't know how to give it to you in context of you. So here you are, this valuable individual with the ability to change and transform lives. And all you have to do is open your mouth and they'll be able to tell you, hey, you do know that you said this and you could be doing that. It's like, huh, wait a minute. No, I didn't know. Oh, yeah. So that's called a coach, by the way. That's called a mentor. That's called someone actually going. So there's a proverb that says, a man of understanding will help draw it out. What is he helping draw out? It's a person, any individual who has the wisdom can look at you and see the purpose inside of you. It says that purpose in a person's heart is like deep waters, but a man of understanding will help draw it out. When we talking about man, we talking about mankind. We talking about somebody who has the ability to see you better than you can see you. And they draw out what's inside of you. And they make it very clear and apparent that not only do you got this, but you had this the whole time. Woo! It reminds me of Mrs. Doubtfire. Whenever the jig was up. The jig was up. And Mrs. Doubtfire, Robin Williams, they caught him. He was caught, and his ex-wife was like, "I'm Daniel the whole time, Daniel." Like, cause she didn't know the whole time it was him. Well, you are Mrs. Doubtfire, cause the whole time it was you. The whole time you had what you were looking for. You just needed somebody else to draw it out of you. Well, you're that person for many others too. And you have to unmute yourself so you can help draw it out of them because of the perspective that you have developed. Have I said enough? I don't know. I think I said enough. I think I gave in. I think I said enough because at the end of it all, here's the reality. I can come on here and tell you all day, you got this. Unmute yourself. Stay focused. Remember what you've gone through and all that. But the truth is, you got to believe it. You got to believe that you got this. Do you know you do? You got to believe that it's Friday if you're watching this today on Friday and you've gone through some things and you're still here on the other side of it, even though it was difficult and you had to persevere through it. You had to give some effort. Okay, great. But you need to know what you went through. You need to know what you overcome. You need to know what you overcame. You need to know that. And this is a part of that, not knowing that you do know something. See, I am telling you that you know that you went through whatever you went through Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and here we are on Friday. We 6 days in, and you can't tell me that you've had no challenges this week. I'm not trying to hear it. You can tell yourself that lie, but I ain't gonna buy it. You can sell it, but I ain't buying. You have absolutely gone through some things this week that were challenges, and that is how you grow. The resistance that you had to deal with, the things that you were met with that you did not see coming, and the things you did see coming. So you need to know that you not only are still here after it all, but you got plenty more coming because you got so much more inside of you that needs to come out. So when I say you got this, when I say whether you woke up on purpose or not, you still woke up with purpose attached to your life. I would go as far as to say it was assigned to you. As a matter of fact, it's all in your voice. I'm not saying that because it sounds cool and cute. I'm saying that because it's true. But did you know that? Did you know? Did you know? If you didn't know, if you don't know, now you know, baby. Look, and I'm being serious, but in all seriousness, the fruit of your lips is the actual results of what you say. You don't like your life, then change your speech. If you don't like the results that you are getting, then that's because you're giving people things that you wouldn't even eat. You don't even want it. So if you change your speech, you adjust your speech, not only will you be satisfied, but you'll be fulfilled. Whether it be in your relationships, whether it be in your money, or whether it be in your lifestyle, your fitness. Fitness is not just physical, it's also mental. You want to exercise your mind and make sure that you're healthy, you better be intentional about what you're thinking about and what you are saying to other people, because there are times that you are the one that's really causing the most damage. And it's because of the soundtracks you keep playing in your head over and over and over again. You got to change the track. You got to go to the next track, fam. Stop thinking the things that are not serving you. Stop yielding yourself over to things that are not building you up. You don't want to do it with people, so why do it with yourself? Listen, this is a morning momentum. This is supersonic morning momentum. So we got to get you a momentum by getting first right your mental. Because if your mental is put in place, then everything else can fall in alignment. But if you out of alignment with your own values, intentions, beliefs, and expectations, that's your vibe, then we got a problem, and that's for you to solve. All I have to do is open up my mouth and unmute myself and tell you the truth. Well, all you have to do is the same. And I guarantee you, the more intentional you are about the words that come out of your mouth and the fruit that comes from it, the full results understood in time that come from what you say and you speak, if you unmute yourself, tell the truth and get intentional about that, you will see a turnaround in your life. But it's up to you, fam. And if I've said it once, I'll say it again. You got this. Stay focused. Trust God and understand that you don't have to have all the answers. You just have to accept that there is an option outside of the one that you see in front of you. And if you are unaware of it, this is where getting help comes in. And that's just being wise. So if you want to be wise, ask for help and ask the right people. You need some help? I got you, fam. Reach out, because that's what I love to do. You want to get intentional about your speech, get intentional about your life, get intentional about your words, get intentional about everything that you got in front of you. Look, don't threaten me with a good time. Oh, I'm here for that. What do I mean? So check this out. I've gone through this grand transformation, and I'm going to tell y'all about that at another time, because this ain't the time for it. However, what I know how to do is help you when it comes to being intentional about not only your speech, but your life. Don't nobody want to live in vain. I know you don't want that. I know you don't want to go through this whole day and feel like it was a waste. No one wants to waste their time. We don't have time to waste. So the last thing you have time for is to waste your breath. Oh my goodness, you don't have time to waste your breath. So you should be intentional about what comes out of your mouth, right? Because how can you speak and breathe at the same time? Well, Jared, that didn't come out right. You can't speak and not breathe at the same time. Well, you want to breathe intentionally. You want to speak intentionally. You want to be intentional. If you want to be intentional, you want to be what I call the if. Because if is a condition that must be met in order for a specific purpose to be fulfilled. Well, how many purposes are you willing to fulfill this week? The week ain't over. It's Friday. It ain't the end, fam. You got stuff in front of you today. As a matter of fact, this is supersonic morning momentum. We here to get you going so you can get ready and be ready for when it comes. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Well, we getting ready right now, so you can stay ready all week, all rest of the day, all rest of the month, all rest of the year. But you got to get intentional and clear about what it is that you are ready to persevere through, and you got this. But you need help, and if you need help, ask for it, reach out for it. Literally, if you want help, then literally you got to accept it. Just because somebody offers help and you need it don't mean you're ready to accept it. You're aware of the problem, it's time to overcome it. You're aware of the situation, it's time to push through it. You're aware. Well, just because you're aware doesn't mean you're ready. So if you're ready to take yourself to the next level, if you're ready to get intentional about your speech, if you're ready to monetize your message, if you're ready, let me stop getting ahead of myself. Your message matters, your story matters, your voice matters. I'm just asking you to unmute yourself and you'll find out why it matters. And if you go about this whole day thinking about how you can be intentional about the words that are coming out of your mouth, you will find out exactly what Jared was talking about so early in the morning. Listen, fam, you got this. Stay focused. And I'll catch y'all later. Much love.